Every time I would see the acoustic, I'd want to pick it up and just do that, because it's like I'm getting better, and it's exciting getting better. You know, you can tell like, I've never been able to do this, but I can tell I'm getting a little bit better at this, which is exciting. So last week I set the goal of, I want to learn music, scales, keys, number system, writing, and I want to turn learning this into a really exciting, fun thing. I think I did it. The task was to spend at the very least 10 minutes at the end of the day working on a scale of 1 key. I spent the past week, I guess it's been 6 days, just learning E major, living with E major, playing, having fun. I have not been able to spend less than 1 hour each night. I have accomplished the goal. It's been so fun. Here's how I did it. So instead of starting on piano, I decided to start on guitar, because another thing that I wanted to do was get better at guitar. On day 1, what I did is I just Googled E major scale on guitar. Essentially the first position, which is, I believe, the first 4 frets of every note that is in the E major scale. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. Come on in. I played through. And I lived there playing up and down for a few minutes and kind of figured out what frets my fingers were and were not working well with. And anytime there was a part of the scale that my fingers just weren't complying, I would stop and I would only do that part. So for instance, if I played something and I messed up on something, I would stop and I would just go. To the point where I don't have to look, it becomes muscle memory. And I would break through that point. The next thing I did is I actually tried to remember and say out loud the name of the note that I'm playing. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp. And I would do that, and then I would replace it with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just lived in that first position. I didn't try to move further because I knew I'm spacing this out over a week. And then sort of as my reward at the end of the practice, I'll pull up a jam track in E major and recognize the chords that they're playing, as in like a 1 to the 5 to the 4, because a lot of them will just be 3 chords. Day 2, I did the same thing. For the first couple minutes, I refreshed on the first position, but then I moved up to what I believe, and I haven't again, I'm teaching myself, so I actually kind of don't know what I'm doing, but I moved up to the next 4 frets, which was 4 through 8. Same thing, I would call out the numbers and the note names, and I would just get my fingers warmed up to playing that scale in that position, right? And I just did it over and over, forward, backwards. Anytime I would mess up, I'd do it again. I would use a metronome occasionally. Sometimes I would literally just practice. Then I moved from the second position to the first position and back. So I think the first thing I did is I started on first position, and then instead of continuing, I moved up to second position. I try to get familiar with the sound of the notes, because it gets to a point where you've played it so many times that you know just by listening, even if you're not looking, which is something I like to do because I like the muscle memory of it, of telling like, oh, that was not in key. That was wrong. And then adjusting again without even looking. Day 3, I moved to position 3, which starts at that C sharp. And it's amazing that I just remember. Started to practice moving between the different positions and just keeping that practicing, just putting in the time, moving around the fretboard, remembering, getting my brain familiar with the patterns of where these notes are. So practicing this on guitar has been really great, and specifically acoustic. It's been really good as an exercise for my fingers. What I'd love to do is be able to hear the note and know what key that is in. But we'll get there, 1 week at a time. This has been such a tremendous thing for me because it's been so fun practicing, which was literally the goal. Just turn practicing the act of learning this into something that was fun and rewarding, and I did. Next thing I'll mention is on day 4, I actually practiced kind of throughout the day. Every time I would see the acoustic, I'd want to pick it up and just do that, because it's like I'm getting better, and it's exciting getting better. You know, you can tell like, I've never been able to do this, but I can tell I'm getting a little bit better at this, which is exciting. Something interesting happened where YouTube's algorithm caught wind of what I'm trying to do and recommended me a video from Huang, and it was learn music theory in 30 minutes or something like that. Holy cow. When you're done with this, go watch that video if you have not seen it. So much value. It connected a lot of dots for me. I did the whole thing with him and paused it literally when he would say, practice doing this with 6 different root notes. And I noticed my hands just knew where to go, which has never happened before. I am not a pianist or a fluent keyboard player whatsoever. So anyway, watch that video if you have not. I will be rewatching that video, I guarantee you. And it helped connect the dots on piano with those notes, and it made me recognize and remember the names of the chords. So if you haven't seen that video, check that out. Goals for week 2, I would say, is probably going to be digging into E minor. Yes, I know I said the key. I'm not a teacher, so I'm just going to, and maybe I don't need a whole week to do the minor scale of the key of E, but I am going to probably take my time with this, because I think if I build a good foundation of major in the key of E, minor in the key of E, and really become familiar with those changes on guitar as well as on a keyboard, then when I move on to the next key, it's going to be a lot smoother and it's going to be a lot easier. So far, I've accomplished my goal of making it very, very fun, so I'm really excited about that. Again, I've done this, it's actually only been 6 days. I can tell you, I've had so much improvement in 6 days. And yeah, I mean, I guess I did spend mostly over an hour a day at the end of the day playing and learning, and it's really fun, like learning this, and then I'll typically just go to sleep right after. But thankfully I have turned this into something that is very exciting to me at the very least. Let me know if you guys are doing this. If you guys know any gems on YouTube like that video from Huang talking about music theory, or there's something that you've watched or read that was super helpful. I know you guys mentioned in the comments to check out Rick Beato's The Beato book. I have the ear training program. I do not have the Beato book. I'm gonna have to look into that, probably get that as well. Thankfully, I am taking this slow. I want to really immerse myself in every step of this and challenge myself to become much, much better and keep it fun. So hopefully you guys get some sort of value from me sharing this. At the very least, maybe motivating you to learn alongside. Well, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna keep doing these every week because there's tremendous value for me at the very least. Hopefully there's some value for you guys and you're learning. Maybe you're just watching this because it's funny and you already know this. If so, thank you for watching, and hit the like button if you guys like these videos. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are not subscribed yet. A lot of new stuff coming out. I'm really excited, and thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.